Hi, Taylor T. Carlson here, and like I said, from here on out, I'm probably going to be mainly focusing on CDs as far as my music collection goes. And I've made a few new buys, and I've gotten another good CD haul, so I'm going to share with you some of my latest finds. First of all, I found this. This is Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. Couldn't Stand the Weather. This is Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble's second album, following up Texas Flood, their debut and probably most popular effort. This one has the song Cold Shot on it, as well as several bonus tracks. And there's even a whole concert that was recorded in, where was this done? Yeah, in Montreal on August 17th, 1984, which coincidentally is actually the day that I was born. Next up we have Age of Electric, Make a Pest a Pet. One of my favorite musicians is Todd Kearns, who these days is out on tour with Slash. This was his old band up in Canada back in the 90s, and some very cool stuff to be experienced here. I'm kicking myself for missing out on these guys for so long. Next we have Kaleidoscopic Compendium, the best of the Blues Magoos. This was a psychedelic rock group from the 60s that they're not one of the most recognizable names. I think they had a little bit of chart success back in their days, but Pepe Castro was in this group. He'd later play in a band called Balance in the early 80s alongside guitarist Bob Kulick. May Bob Kulick rest in peace. So this is an interesting look back at Pepe Castro's early days. Next up we have a twofer. This has the exciting voice of Al Martino and the Italian voice of Al Martino. And if his name sounds familiar, he is a pretty noteworthy singer, but he's probably best known for portraying the character Johnny Fontaine in the Godfather films. That's how I first found out who he was. And there's some good stuff to be had on here. Not really my normal genre of music. Kind of sounds like what you'd hear when you're dining in an Italian restaurant. And I do mean that in the best of ways. Next up we have U2, the best of 1980 to 1990. U2, one of the biggest bands in the world. Bono and The Edge are still going strong, doing what they do best. They put out two of these best of compilations many years ago. And these are cool because they're limited edition releases that have a disc of the hits, as you'd expect, but they also have a disc of B-sides and rare tracks. So it's like you get the popular stuff and you get the rare stuff. Pretty nice set here. And then going down the list, we have the next set. This is U2, the best of 1990 to 2000. This continues where the previous set left off, so we've got some of their later hits from that era, as well as, again, a disc full of rare B-side type tracks. The best of Tracy Ullman. People remember Tracy Ullman best for her comedy show back in the day. It's probably most noteworthy because it's where The Simpsons started off. They originated as a series of shorts on the Tracy Ullman Show. Ullman actually voiced a dog trainer in an episode of season 2 of The Simpsons when it became a standalone show. But she actually had a music career as well, probably best known for a track called They Don't Know. I mean, I was aware of that song. I didn't realize that she'd recorded enough music to put out a best of CD that consists of 21 tracks. I mean, I wonder how many actual albums she did. This has me curious for more. Next up we have Meatloaf, Welcome to the Neighborhood. Marvin Lee Aday, better known as Meatloaf, one of the greatest rock singers of all time. Sadly, he just lost his life not too long ago. But it's nice to find a Meatloaf album once in a while in some of the used bins that doesn't have Bat Out of Hell in its name, so this is an interesting little diversion. Any opportunity I get to add more stuff from his back catalog to my collection is a welcomed occasion. Mammoth WVH. This is the debut album from the band featuring Wolfgang Van Halen, the son of Eddie Van Halen. Definitely a little more on the modern rock side than what you expect from an album that has the Van Halen name attached, but I'm glad to see Wolfie's off doing his own thing. This has more in common with groups like the Foo Fighters than it does Van Halen, but I do mean that in the best of ways. I also got this on vinyl a while back, and I did a separate review for the vinyl release. Yeah. Ghost. This is the latest release from these guys. Impura is the title of the album. I've heard a few tracks from these guys over the years, but I've never really sat down and listened to them or bought one of their albums. This is their latest release. It's And the influences on here are all over the place. It's like power pop in places. It's like arena rock in places. Very vocal driven in places. The influences of these guys are all over the place. And I'm definitely fascinated by these guys. And I want to go out and hunt down more of their music. There's the artwork under where the CD goes. I mean, some of their older stuff, I'd almost describe it as a cross between like Black Sabbath and Alice in Chains. This is a little more sort of in the arena rock type direction, but I'm going to give this another listen, maybe even do a review for this separately, and then hopefully hunt down more of their back catalog. All right, here we have UFO, Sharks. UFO, one of the greatest classic hard rock bands of all time. And supposedly they're on a farewell tour right now, and they're apparently planning on ending their career with a show in Greece, of all places. This album features vocalist Phil Mogg, the only guy that's on every album, guitarist Michael Schenker, their classic guitarist, and an all-around killer guy behind the axe, Pete Way on bass, who sadly we just lost. And the drummer on this one is Ainsley Dunbar, a drummer extraordinaire who's played with everyone from David Bowie, Journey, Jefferson Starship. The list goes on. He's one of the greats in the business. Here's a look at the band on the back of the cover. Then here's the inner sleeve and the disc. And the last one I got here is Scorpions, Rock Believer. Their newest album, and of course this is the one that they're supporting right now with their Vegas residency. They play several tracks from this on the dates that they're doing in Vegas. I think tonight might actually be the last night of the shows they're doing. This is the deluxe edition, so it has a bonus CD that has like 5 additional tracks. I really am happy to see these guys still going strong, rocking the stage. I saw them twice on this Vegas residency series of dates, and I hope they're going to get back out on the road and do a tour soon, because even with those guys in their 70s, they still sound great. And there you have it for this CD haul. What were your favorite picks here? Are there any great CDs you purchased from any stores in your area? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, because I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. See you next time.